So in this video, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about one of my favorite film stocks, and that is this, Ektar 100. Now, while this is one of my favorite film stocks, it's definitely not something I would load in my camera super often, and it's not something I would use for everything. I really loved getting the chance to shoot a couple of rolls of Ektar 100 while I was in Colorado last fall, because that was the perfect time to do it and the perfect place. So because we were outdoors and it was really bright outside, the box speed of ISO 100 that I shot them at was perfect for that because I was still able to open up the aperture if I wanted to, and I was able to get slower shutter speeds without using ND filters if I didn't want to. This is one of the photos that comes to mind specifically when I think of that trip because I was able to get a little bit of motion blur on the water because I wanted to get that, and I was able to achieve that because of the 100 box rating. One of the excellent things about this film stock specifically is that you're going to get a lot of sharpness, you're going to get a lot of detail out of it. Now, the sharpness and detail rendition come down to that ISO 100 box speed, and the grain is extremely fine. One of my favorite things about this film stock though is the color. I really love the color rendition. When you underexpose it, you're going to get a blue tint, and when you overexpose it, you're going to get a red tint. And so that might sound like it's a really bad thing, but I really like the look that you're able to get with some of that. That does cause a few problems for skin tones, so you gotta be careful not to overexpose skin too much if you're gonna be taking pictures of people, because it gets skin tones a little bit more red than they maybe should be. Skin tones, if you expose it right, they're actually pretty good from what I've seen, but I haven't tested it very much in that regard. So here you can see one of my favorite photos from the entire trip to Colorado. I really love the way the clouds drift over the mountains, and then the fisherman that's wading in the water out there. I was actually able to crop this photo, not heavily per se, but I definitely didn't leave it as is. So the sharpness and detail rendition is still fine. You can see we're getting some nice grain on the distant parts of the mountains here. The colors look very nice. The blues look blue, greens look green. I think that the colors here look very natural and look very similar to what I remember it as. So when it comes to recommending this film stock, I absolutely do recommend it, and I think it's something that every film shooter should try at some point, and you can kind of figure out whether or not it's for you. If you're doing a lot of shooting like this, where you're outside, you're on a tripod, and you have a lot of time, then this is an excellent film stock for those types of outdoor conditions. If you're going to be indoors, the box speed of ISO 100 is just not going to be enough for you. It's going to be hard even at f2, f1.8, you're going to have a hard time getting enough light. So that's the main reason I don't use this film stock a lot as kind of a throw it in my film camera and shoot it over the course of a week or two stock, because it's hard to pull in and out of unpredictable conditions like that because of that box speed. If I know I'm going to be outside for a long time and long enough to shoot the whole roll, then I'll throw it in, and that's an excellent option. So next time that you're going to be out shooting outdoors especially, I would definitely recommend taking a box of Ektar 100 with you. You're going to get very fine grained photos, and you're going to be able to get really good color rendition. This is an excellent roll for outdoor shooting conditions. But that's all I have for you today, so have a good day and happy shooting.